I'm Quinton Martins, the project manager of the Cape Leopard Trust, based in the Western Cape in South Africa. We're in the Cederberg Mountains, about 200 kilometers north of Cape Town, in one of the most awesome remote wilderness areas in Africa. Well, we're going to head out and check some of the leopard traps that we've got set. Well, we don't have a signal for either of the cages. It's going to be a bit of a mission this morning. Alrighty. We're trying to recapture one male leopard here, which we've been trying for a while now, and it's been very frustrating because the collar bombed out soon after we put it on. Well, it took us 5 months to get him the first time, collared him, and then the collar bombed out after 7 months. It took us another 6 months to recapture him the second time, and the collar bombed out a week after we put it on. So it's been a long haul. It's a bit disappointing when the cages are down and it's not a leopard. We've got one of the female leopards that are collared, Lizzie the leopard. We're going to be trying to track her. She's got a new type of collar on, which we haven't been able to get a download from her yet. The project was initiated as a predator conservation program using the leopard as a flagship species, an umbrella species which would really help us deal with all aspects of environmental conservation in this area. The leopard being the apex predator in the Western Cape, where large predators like hyena and lion have been killed off over the last couple of 100 years. The leopard is like right on top there now, and everything else beneath it gets affected by its presence or absence. So conservation of a species like this is really important. The project is quite broad in the sense that one looks at various ecological issues like looking at prey densities, etc. But it's got a very important human-wildlife sort of element where education plays an important role. Now we're fortunate enough to be able to expand the project into different areas of South Africa, and also to incorporate an educational component which looks at educating of children in South Africa, from the communities as well as from the cities, from schools internationally as well.
I like to incorporate the artistic as well as the scientific and kind of bring them together. So for me, the aim with these children is that through being out here, through the experiences that we do, that they form a kind of connection with this place, or with wilderness, with wild places, with nature.
With the leopard captures and that, you've got a lot of expectations and a lot of hope. We don't, for instance, bait cages and that sort of thing, so a lot of the trapping techniques are based on putting a trap out there and knowing that when a leopard walks past or walks through that area, there's a very good chance that you're going to catch it. But they've got such massive ranges here that the chances of them actually getting to that spot, one can't really determine that, and we don't know when it will be and how long it takes and that, and yeah, it's quite frustrating at times. He's got a massive range of over 1,000 square kilometers. So it's like, it's difficult to try to trap one of these guys out in this area, it's just such a difficult terrain. The project exists primarily on donor funding. We don't get any government funding at all. The information gleaned from a project like this, and being able to share that with the farmers was absolutely essential. The perception that farmers often had out here was that, there were more leopards than there really are. The perception that, when they found spoor out on their land, that, this was one of 10 or leopards on their farm, But actually what it turns out is that, in many instances it was one leopard that was covering many farmers' farms, up to over 1,000 square kilometers for one territorial male leopard, which is just outrageous, And what it ultimately means is that the population it's a very low density population, and by removing individuals from that population, it's a major threat to their existence. Well, for me, I mean, I must say that it's just been the most incredible thing to actually see change happening. To see farmers in an area like this, in 170,000 hectares, say, well, we are going to ban the use of leg hold traps, we're going to ban hunting, we're going to embrace conservation here. And suddenly, you know, after 6 months, invite you into their homes, invite your principles into their homes, your ideals about preserving and conserving wilderness, to, you know, really do that throughout wherever we can reach. My mission in life is to really, you know, help people and help the environment. Help people connect with the environment and see things happen where they can actually see the beauty of life. And this is where you see it.